NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
The legacy began in 1973. That was the year NCAA Division II was born. And since the very first day, our division has shaped generations of student athletes with a true sense of academics, athletics, and community. That is 5 decades of graduations, championships, teamwork, and personal development. 50 years of shaping student athletes into world-class leaders. NCAA Division II. Our division, our legacy.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside Royal Brome Pavilion in Seattle, Washington. It's a nice day outside in Seattle, but we are indoors for some basketball this afternoon. 2 o'clock start time here between the Northwest Nazarene University Nighthawks and the Seattle Pacific University Falcons. The women's teams from these two schools will get together at 4:15, so we got a doubleheader of action for you on tap today. Good opponent that the Falcons are going to be facing here. The Nighthawks 7-3 in conference, 11-7 overall, and they are just a game out of first in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference, behind both St. Martin's and Montana State Billings at 8-2, and they went into Billings on Thursday night and to the Yellow Jackets, and now they come into Seattle on a 3-game winning streak. Falcons had a big win on Thursday night as well over Central Washington, as they had to come back in that one. They were able to come back and take that one from the Wildcats and drop the Wildcats to 6-4. The Wildcats now in 4th place in the GNAC. Anchorage at 5-4 had the night off on Thursday. They're in 5th, and Seattle Pacific in 6th at 5-5. They're 12-11 overall are the Falcons. Nighthawks, as I mentioned, 11-7 overall, 7-3 in conference. Both these teams coached by first-year head coaches. Kefri Fazio is the interim head coach for the Falcons, and John Hawkins takes over as the head coach for Northwest Nazarene. Both of those coaches were assistants formerly on their respective teams. The Nighthawks going to go with Ryzen Bergerson, also known as Biggie, a junior from Boise, Idaho. Jalen Fox, a redshirt senior from Las Vegas, Nevada. Christian Rose, a senior from San Diego, California. Easton Reagan getting just his 3rd start of the season, a redshirt freshman out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Gabriel Murphy, a redshirt senior from Tracy, California. And both Bergerson and Murphy have brothers on the team, and actually there are 3 Bergersons, one of them on the coaching staff for the Nighthawks. Nighthawks without True Allen today. He played on Thursday in Billings and sitting today. And I'm not sure exactly why. He is here, though. I am not seeing Razon Bergerson, the youngest of the 3. Falcons with Owen Moriarty, a sophomore from Seattle, Washington. Jaden Penegar, a sophomore from Logan, Utah. Maui Z, a junior from Seattle. And this will be Murphy and Shaw Anderson in the circle. And the Falcons win the tip. It's Maui Z across midcourt being guarded by Jalen Fox. Here's Penegar. And he puts up the quick jumper from the baseline, and the Falcons take a quick 2-0 lead. Trace Evans, a sophomore from New South Wales, Australia, wearing number 14, sporting a new look as he had long hair on Thursday night and goes with a buzz cut here this afternoon. And then, as I mentioned, Shaw Anderson, who had 33 points, a season high, as here's Bergerson with the floater coming up short, but Rose is there for the rebound, and the Nighthawks keep possession. Anderson had 33 against Central Washington, and the Falcons needed every one of them. Falcons got good play from a couple of bench players, as this is a 3 from Reagan off the mark, and Trace Evans with the rebound. Kyle Lutonen was big off the bench on Thursday night for the Falcons, and also Jonas Latour had an 8-point run by himself. He only had 8 points in the game, but they were all scored consecutively. And really that sparked the Falcons. They were down 11. They came back to within 3. And from that point, they did not fall too much further behind. Penegar misses, and the rebound comes down to the Nighthawks. And they move back into the front court, still looking for their first bucket of the game. Fox to Reagan. And Reagan will get it to Murphy. That's Gabriel Murphy, with Aaron Murphy on the bench to start this one. Gabriel Murphy with the left-handed hook shot, and he puts it over the rim. Falcons with the rebound. 2-0 SPU in the early going. Maui Z being guarded again by Jalen Fox. Here's Penegar, get a good look at a 3, and he drains it. Jaden Penegar had time to set his feet. Got a good screen there, and it's 5-0 Falcons. Penegar with all 5 so far. Here's Fox being guarded by Z. Gets it to Murphy. And Moriarty going to get called for a foul here as he was trying to get in the passing lane there. And he's hearing a little bit from his head coach. Maybe an unnecessary foul there, but Christian Rose will inbound it from in front of the Falcons bench as Moriarty commits the foul on Biggie Bergerson. And now we're ready for play. Fox with it. Jalen Fox out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Gets it to Rose. Rose finds Biggie Bergerson going to the bucket, and he puts it in. Bergerson had 13, I believe, if memory serves me correctly, against Billings on Thursday. But he is their scoring leader at 12.8 per game. There's actually 3 players on the Nighthawks that average more than 12 per game. So a balanced attack. They have a lot of good players on this team. Here's Trace Evans going around Gabriel Murphy. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound ends up coming down to Christian Rose. And the Nighthawks take it the other way, trailing 5-2. Jalen Fox in the post from Murphy. Swings it back over to Reagan on the right wing. Murphy now to Fox on the left wing. Evans switches onto him. Here's Bergerson taking the fadeaway jumper, and Rose is right there for the putback. Christian Rose makes it a 5-4 game. Falcons with a 1-point lead. Evans at the top of the key. And he's going to take it, and he dribbles it off his foot. Evans looked like he was thinking about passing it. Decided to take it to the bucket instead, but ended up dribbling it off his foot out of bounds. Nighthawks will take it back with an opportunity to take the lead here. 16:30 to go first half. Falcons came out and scored the first 5. And the Nighthawks have scored the last 4 since then. Bergerson to the bucket. And this one is going to be a foul. And the Nighthawks will keep it. Foul going on Maui Z. 16:20 to go in the half. John Hawkins taking over as the Nighthawks coach this year from Paul Rush. And Kobe Terashima, one of the assistants, was on the roster previously, now an assistant coach. And as I mentioned earlier, Rylan Bergerson, one of the assistants as well. And Ray Bergerson has played in most of the games for the Nighthawks this year, but I don't see him here today. So hopefully maybe he's under the weather or injured. Falcons back the other way, and Moriarty plows into Biggie Bergerson. No call there. And this one up and off the mark by Anderson. Ball comes right back out to him, though. And the Falcons will reset. And Anderson ends up getting it to Pinegar. And we get a whistle here. And we're going the other way. Let's see what they... I think it may have been a 3 in the lane call. I'm up here behind some glass, so I'm not hearing everything particularly well from the court. But we get to immediate timeout regardless. 15:41 to go first half. Falcons with a 5-4 lead. We'll be right back. Back inside Royal Brome Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SB webcast. 5-4 Falcons with the lead as both teams making some substitutions here. Nakia Schoenerstedt and Kyle Luton in for the Falcons. And for the Nighthawks, Mason Machado and Nathan Perez on the floor. And also Aaron Murphy is on the floor with his brother. Actually, no, his brother is on the bench now. Biggie Bergerson still out there. And Easton Reagan still out there. Here's Murphy, the younger one. Aaron with the jumper from, we'll call it the mid-range jumper there from the left side. And the Nighthawks now on a 6-5 run. Make it a 6-0 run as the Falcons scored the first 5. The Nighthawks have scored the last 6. Here's Maui Z with the floater, and he left it short, and the rebound ripped away from him. As he was thinking about passing it, decided to shoot it instead and did not get it to the rim. Here's Aaron Murphy. Both the Murphy brothers with some size. Machado for Reagan. And now Biggie Bergerson being guarded by Owen Moriarty. And Bergerson puts up the floater and misses everything. And the Falcons with the rebound back the other way. We get a whistle and we're going the other way. That one's going on Shaw Anderson. Jonas Latour will check in. He'll come get Maui Z. And it'll be Nighthawks ball with they have a 6-5 lead. And Biggie Bergerson with the ball. We get another whistle and we're going the other way. Let's see. They call that one on Easton Reagan. And so a couple of offensive fouls back to back on both ends. And the Falcons with possession. Moriarty for Anderson. Here's Luton. We'll hand off to Schoenerstedt. Here's Jonas Latour. Turnaround 3, and that one is short. Off the front iron. Rebound to Aaron Murphy. Latour can shoot it. Don't know that you really want a turnaround 3 all that often, but he's capable of knocking it down. This one saved initially by Perez, but the Falcons end up with it. Bergerson disagreeing with the call there, but out of bounds to the Falcons. Both Murphy brothers on the floor now. Dylan Engler in for the Nighthawks as well. And this one lost out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Falcons, though. Jalen Fox coming back in as well for Northwest Nazarene. 13:37 to go. Moriarty comes out. Z comes right back in. And Z creating a little space between himself and Nathan Perez. Schoenerstedt will get it to Z. Here's Anderson driving the lane. We get another whistle. This one's going on the Nighthawks. And I believe they did get Aaron Murphy on the foul there, his first. Just the second team foul on the Nighthawks here in the first half. The Falcons have committed 3. And a shot going up from the corner. And that was Anderson with the 3. Maui Z the assist on that play. That's the corner that I don't have a good vantage point of from where I'm at up above the court in the other corner on this end of the floor, the end of the floor that the Falcons are shooting on. Perez puts up a shot, misses, and we have another whistle on the rebound. This one's going on Jonas Latour, and the Nighthawks will keep it. Christian Rose back into the ball game. for NNU. Falcons with an 8-6 lead. And the Nighthawks trying to tie or take the lead on this possession. Fox will inbound to Rose. And now Fox will get it back. Engler in the post for Gabriel Murphy. And now Fox out on top. 9 on the shot clock. Fox with a step back three. Nothing but net. Good looking shot there from Jalen Fox. And it's a 9-8 ball game with the Nighthawks in front now. Maui Z across midcourt. Being guarded by Perez. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Still looking. Gets it to Schoenerstedt. And Schoenerstedt will give it right back to him. Here's Anderson being guarded by Perez. Anderson steps back, puts it up, and puts it in from the baseline. About 15 feet out. And Anderson with 5 points on the last couple of possessions for the Falcons. 10-9 SPU leads. Next dead ball will be another media timeout as we're under 12 to go here in the first half. Perez inside for Rose. He slips around Anderson, and Lutonen comes in and blocks the shot. And it's going to result in a held ball as we will get to that media timeout with the score 10-9. Falcons in the lead as Lutonen with the blocked shot, resulting in a held ball. And we will step aside here on the SPU webcast. We'll be right back in just a moment. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Falcons with a 10-9 lead over the Nighthawks of Northwest Nazarene University in Nampa, Idaho, not too far from Boise. As it'll be Nighthawks ball here underneath the basket on their offensive end of the floor. And Moriarty is right there to take the pass from Jalen Fox, and Moriarty fights through some contact and lays it up and in for his first 2 points of the afternoon. Moriarty was just right there. Fox threw it right to him. Here's Rose. Christian Rose looking to get it to Fox and does. Fox going to take another three, and this one off the mark, and we get a whistle on the rebound. A lot of whistles and fouls so far in this one. Tightly called game. This foul is going on Shaw Anderson. That'll be his second. Nighthawks will keep it. As Aaron Murphy checks back in. Gabriel Murphy to the bench. And here is Fox getting it inside for Aaron Murphy. He is able to draw contact, and this might go on Anderson. No, it's going to go on Latour. Jonas Latour with 2 fouls. Falcons with 16 fouls already here at the 11:03 mark. And this will be a shooting foul that'll send Gabriel Murphy, make it Aaron Murphy, rather, to the free throw line. Aaron Murphy, 6'7", 230. Gabriel Murphy, 6'9", 220. Is how they have him listed. And I could see that. I think I might give a few more pounds to Gabriel Murphy. But But Aaron Murphy at the free throw line, missing on the first and connecting on the second. And that makes it a 12-10 ball game. Aaron Murphy with 3 points in the ball game now. Here's Maui Z into the corner, and another shot going up, and it's Jonas Latour, a 3. And Latour with his first 3 of the ball game. And the Falcons with a 5-point lead, 15-10. Fox to Bergerson. And now Perez with it. Perez had it poked away by Pinegar momentarily, but it ends up in the hands of Aaron Murphy. He goes glass. That was a good-looking, high-arcing shot off the glass from Aaron Murphy, and he puts it in. He's got 5, 15-12. Falcons in the lead by 3. Moriarty taking the pass from Z. And he'll get it back to Maui Z on the right wing, being guarded by Jalen Fox. Z throws it over in the corner, and now they whip it back out to Pinegar. A 3 on the way from the left wing. He puts it up over Aaron Murphy, and Jaden Pinegar's got 8 points in the ballgame. Pinegar on 3 field goals here, and he is 3 of 4 now from the floor. 2 of 2 beyond the arc. Under 10 minutes to play here in the first half. Falcons by 6. Murphy swings it out to Fox. Here's Perez. And Perez walked to the basketball. And we're going the other way. 9:28 to go in the first half. It'll be Falcons basketball. Kefri Fazio calling a quick team huddle. But just for some quick instructions there. Maui Z to Shaw Anderson. Here's Pinegar going to take another 3, and that one goes down too. Jaden Pinegar 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. 4 of 5 from the floor overall. He's got 11 here in the early going, 21-12. Jaden Pinegar had 8 on Thursday night against Central Washington. Here is Aaron Murphy for a 3, and he had plenty of time to shoot that one as the Falcons let him shoot it. And he knocks it down, though. 21-15, Aaron Murphy with 8 points for the Nighthawks. Pinegar back to Z. 6-point lead for the Falcons. Anderson. And now Anderson is going to pick up his 3rd foul as Biggie Bergerson goes down and takes the charge. So Shaw Anderson in some foul trouble here with 3. And Kefri Fazio is going to get Kyle Lutonen up off the bench to come in. Falcons with a little bit of a small lineup here. No true big man out there. They have Moriarty and Z, Latour, Pinegar, and Lutonen now, with both Anderson and Evans on the bench. Here's a 3 on the way from Easton Reagan, and that one is no good. Lutonen with the rebound. And here come the Falcons, leading by 6. Z hands off to Moriarty. Moriarty going around Bergerson, and Moriarty couldn't connect on the lay-in. Took it all the way to the bucket and just couldn't get it to go down. Here's Christian Rose inside, and Latour with the defense there. Rebound comes out to Reagan, and now we get another whistle, and I believe we're going the other way here. Another charge, this one on Christian Rose. Officials calling a few charges here early in this one. That'll take us to another timeout on the floor. 21-15 Falcons, 7:54 to go first half. We'll be right back in just a moment.
The legacy began in 1973. That was the year NCAA Division II was born. And since the very first day, our division has shaped generations of student athletes with a true sense of academics, athletics, and community. That is 5 decades of graduations, championships, teamwork, and personal development. 50 years of shaping student athletes into world-class leaders. NCAA Division II. Our division, our legacy.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Back inside Royal Brome Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SP webcast. Falcons lead it by 6, 21-15, as they are out shooting the Nighthawks 57% to 40%. And beyond the arc, the Falcons are 5 out of 6, 83% beyond the arc. That's not sustainable, but impressive to say the least in the early going. Nighthawks 2 out of 5 out there, 40%. Here's Moriarty handing off to Pennegar, who's got 3 of his own. And now Lutonen charging through and lays it up, draws the foul. Couldn't quite get the shot to go in. But foul will go on Nathan Perez. And Lutonen to the free throw line. Kyle Lutonen on the season. He is just a 56% free throw shooter. He's got some range from outside, but not a highly accurate free throw shooter, but a small sample size. He misses on the first one, though, as Gabriel Murphy comes back in, as does Trace Evans. So that'll be a battle down low in the post. Lutonen puts in the second free throw. And the Falcons with a 7-point lead now, 22-15. This is Bergerson being guarded by Pennegar. And Aaron Murphy loses it. Moriarty comes in to take it away. And now Bergerson is going to knock it out of bounds into his own bench. And the Falcons will keep it. It'll be Lutonen to inbound from right in front of the Nighthawks. And Moriarty now with it. Latour with it. Gets it into Evans. Evans going to the bucket. And Evans puts it up and in over Gabriel Murphy. Has got Murphy to commit. Got him up in the air. And a good move there in the post for Trace Evans, who has his first bucket of the afternoon. 9-point lead for the Falcons. Nighthawks trying to stay in contact here. Bergerson misses on the floater. And here's Moriarty back the other way. Moriarty gets to the bucket and couldn't quite get that one to go in. Gabriel Murphy ends up with it and gets it to Fox. Perez, a quick 3 from the right corner, and that one is no good, but Aaron Murphy is there for the putback. Couldn't get that one to go, and now we get a whistle. And I think that this is going to go. This is on Pennegar. That'll be his first. That's the 8th foul already on the Falcons here in the first half. And it's going to result in a 1-and-1 situation for Aaron Murphy here. As Aaron Murphy, a 73% free throw shooter. Gabriel is .724, so we'll say 72%. Aaron is .725, so I'm rounding that up to 73. But very similar free throw shooting percentages for the Murphy brothers, and Aaron misses on the first one and gets the second one to rattle home. So it's an 8-point lead now. Aaron Murphy, 9 points off the bench already for the Nighthawks. Evans will hand it to Moriarty. And a 3 going up from the corner, and not catching iron is Jonas Latour. Nighthawks with it the other way. Fox swings it out to Perez for another three, and that one rims out. Halfway down. And now Latour, they're going to get a held ball call there. As Kefri Fazio wanting Latour to come over. Telling him to do a better job putting that one away where the Nighthawks couldn't get to it. Falcons will keep it on the alternating possession, but the Nighthawks were able to get the held ball. As Christian Rose will come back in for Aaron Murphy. 8-point lead for the Falcons. Owen Moriarty being guarded by Nathan Perez as he comes across midcourt. Pinegar lost it momentarily, gets it back. Moriarty through traffic, out to Pinegar again. Pinegar had it knocked away, and Evans picks it up, gets it to Lutonen, and Lutonen elevated and then tried to pass it. Falcons able to keep it though, and Latour misses on a three, and he's missed the last couple with not a lot to show for it. One was missed everything. That one kind of just was a brick. But Latour, he can shoot it out there, so we've seen him already knock down one. Here's Perez getting toward the bucket, and he just lost it out of bounds. As the Falcons will take it back the other way. 4:55 to go first half. And a lower scoring game between these two teams, kind of grinding it out. These two teams can put points on the board. Here's Moriarty for a three, and that one goes down, nothing but net. Timeout called by Northwest Nazarene. Moriarty with 5 points now, and the Falcons with an 11-point lead. 27-16, 4:40 to go. This will be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. But in this one, Latour now is 1 for 4, all beyond the arc. Did knock one down. He's played 10 minutes in this one off the bench. Jaden Pinegar has been the one that's been hitting from outside, 3 of 3, and he's 4 of 5 overall. He has 11 points to lead the Falcons. Moriarty just hit a 3 there. Shaw Anderson has one as well. And for the Nighthawks, 9 points from Aaron Murphy. Nobody else has more than 3. Jalen Fox hit a 3. Biggie Bergerson has 2. Christian Rose has 2. And that's it. So just 16 points on the board for the Nighthawks. They come into the game averaging 72 points a game. And the Falcons averaging just under 74.5. Here's Christian Rose. Going around Latour, and he puts it up and in. Christian Rose with the bucket gives him 4 points for the game. And it's 27-18. Here's Latour for Lutonen. Don't anticipate seeing Shaw Anderson the rest of this first half. Pinegar with a step back 3, and he left it short. That's his first miss from outside. Rose tracks down the rebound. And here come the Nighthawks the other way. Perez lays it up and in. Draws the foul on Lutonen. And Perez off the glass for 2. And he'll be at the free throw line. Foul going on Kyle Lutonen. That'll be his first, 9th team foul on the Falcons. This takes us to another media timeout. 27-20. Nighthawks with the last 4 points in the ball game. 3:52 to go first half. We'll be right back in just a moment. Back inside Royal Brome Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SBU webcast. 27-20, the Falcons lead it. As they are shooting now 50% from the floor, but 60% outside. Nathan Perez, though, converted a bucket before the timeout, and now will go to the free throw line. And Perez's free throw is good. So that'll make it a 6-point lead for the Falcons as Aaron Murphy checks back in for his brother Gabriel. As Nathan Perez came into this game just 2 out of 5 from the free throw line on the season. And so now he's up to 50% as a free throw shooter. Moriarty fighting through some traffic and picks up a foul. And it's going on Jalen Fox. That'll be the first on Fox. And the Falcons will inbound with 20 on the shot clock, 3:33 to go here in the first half. Maui Z being guarded by Nathan Perez. And Perez knocks it out of bounds. That was a kick, and so it resets the shot clock to 20. .327 now on the game clock. And Penegar now inbounding to Z. Z to Lutonen, and he's has it taken away by Aaron Murphy. Perez got to the bucket. Aaron Murphy put one back up, and now we get a held ball. This will stay with the Nighthawks on the alternating possession, but a couple of misses there by Northwest Nazarene. And now it'll be Jalen Fox to inbound. 19 fouls on the Falcons, just 5 on the Nighthawks, so the Falcons yet to get into the bonus. Here's Jalen Fox for Biggie Bergerson, and he's going to trigger a quick 3, and he puts it in. Nothing but net on that one. Bergerson with 5 points in the ballgame. And the Nighthawks right back within 3. They were down 11 not too long ago. And I believe it is an 8-0 run for them. Double check that. Here is Moriarty. And Jalen Fox going to get called for another foul. It's the second on Jalen Fox as he's picked both of them up here in the last little bit. Jonas Latour will come back in for the Falcons, coming in to get Maui Z. As, yes, it is an 8-0 run for Northwest Nazarene. It was 27-16. Evans trying to get that one to Lutonen, and Evans ends up getting it back, taking it to the bucket, and he puts it in and draws the foul. Thought we were potentially going to get another whistle. They do call a foul on Aaron Murphy there, and it'll be Trace Evans to the free throw line. The big Australian shooting 60% from the floor, among the leaders in the GNAC in field goal percentage, but the free throw misses off the back iron. And Evans, not a particularly good free throw shooter. He's under 50% on the season. But the Falcons getting the 2 and the foul, and now the Nighthawks have committed 17 fouls, both teams in the bonus. Gabriel Murphy. Bergerson going to heave it from the corner, and it hits the side of the glass. He was just trying to beat the shot clock buzzer there. And the Falcons will take it the other way with a 5-point lead. 2 minutes to play here in the half. Moriarty gets it back to Evans. Evans underneath for Lutonen. Nice pass there from Evans. Didn't see initially where he was going with it. Lutonen was right there, though. sneaking between defenders on the back cut. And the Falcons with a 7-point lead, 31-24. Bergerson to Fox. Fox will drive around Pennegar, puts it up on the glass, no good. Rebound Falcons coming the other way. Here's Moriarty pushing it to Luton. Now Moriarty going to take a three. And that one goes down, and the Falcons open up a 10-point lead again. Nighthawks were within 3, and now the Falcons on a 7-0 run to extend the lead back out to 10. A minute to play here in the first half. And we get a whistle down low. And that one is going on Owen Moriarty as he fouled Biggie Bergerson. Second foul on Moriarty. Latour is out there with 2. Shaw Anderson is on the bench with 3. But the Falcons have acquitted themselves quite well with Shaw Anderson not seeing a ton of minutes here in the first half. Bergerson to the free throw line, and he puts in the first. Anderson has played 11 minutes here in the first half, but has been on the bench for the last several. Bergerson with another free throw coming up here. He's a 66% free throw shooter. He gets both of them here. And he's got 7 for the game. 8-point lead for the Falcons, under a minute to go. Moriarty to Evans. Evans driving and a little too strong on that one. Off the glass. Rebound to the Nighthawks. Bergerson with the floater. Puts it in off the glass. Nice shot there by Biggie Bergerson. As you know what he was doing the whole way on that one. Arcing it off the glass. Owen Moriarty will bring it into the front court and take a timeout with 25.5 left on the clock here in the first half. 6-point lead for the Falcons. This will be a 30-second timeout, or will it? See some players sitting down here. Anderson's going to check back in for the last possession. And no, this will be a 30 as assistant coach David Choi maybe trying to figure out whether it was a full or a 30, as the Nighthawks have their players sitting on the bench and the Falcons are all standing. So 25.5 left on the clock either way. Nighthawks have scored the last 4 after a 7-0 run by the Falcons. And some runs here in this first half. Falcons shooting 54% for the game, 64% beyond the arc. And just 1 of 3 from the free throw line, though. Nighthawks have out-rebounded the Falcons 16-9. And yeah, Shaw Anderson will be in here for the final possession of the first half for SPU. Luton, Pennegar, Moriarty, and Latour on the floor. And Moriarty going to kill some clock. And he hits Pennegar in the face, and not a good turnover there by the Falcons. As the Nighthawks now will get the opportunity for the final shot of the first half. And that is not what you wanted if you're the Falcons and you got Shaw Anderson out there with 3 fouls. He will not be involved in that play, though, but I believe they're going to get Latour with his 3rd. And it is going on Jonas Latour. So you got 2 players out there with 3 fouls apiece. Anderson and Latour. 1.8 left on the clock. Jalen Fox to the free throw line. And he misses on the first free throw. Jalen Fox, a 75% free throw shooter on the season. And the Nighthawks trying to get within 5 here, after they were down 10 a moment ago. Free throw's good from Fox. He's got 4 points in the ballgame. 1.8 left on the clock. And the Falcons trying to get a shot up, and This one is going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Maui Z. And let's see here. Nothing came off the clock. Let's see here. They did take off 0.3. So it's 1.5. Bergerson at the buzzer, and that one is off the rim. No good. And so the Falcons go into the locker room with a 5-point lead, 34-29. Good ball game here so far as both teams have made some runs. Falcons with a 5-point lead at the break. And we will step aside here on the SPU webcast. We'll take a few minutes. We'll come back with a recap of the first half. And later on in the halftime break, we will take a look at what else is going on around the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. 34-29 Falcons at halftime. Welcome back inside Royal Brown Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you at halftime. Falcons with a 34-29 lead over the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks. Falcons have shot 54% in the first half. The Nighthawks just 39%. Falcons 64% beyond the arc, and the Nighthawks at 38% out there. The Nighthawks have been to the line 9 times, though. They have knocked down 6 of their free throws, 67%. Falcons just 1 of 3 at the free throw line. And the other thing going against the Falcons is the rebounding margin. The Nighthawks have out-rebounded the Falcons 16-9 in this one so far. So Falcons just single-digit rebounds through one half of play. Falcons have 7 assists, and the Nighthawks have only 1. But this one could go either way, obviously. It's just a 5-point game at the break. Falcons are going to have to watch for some foul trouble, as Shaw Anderson has 3 fouls. Jonas Latour has 3 fouls as well. And the Falcons have only played 8 players in this one. Nikias Schoenerstedt only played 4 minutes in the first half. And the Nighthawks have played 9, with Mason Machado and Dylan Engler each just playing a couple of minutes. So both teams kind of a short rotation here in this one. And definitely a lot of depth on both benches, though. For the Nighthawks, 9 points apiece for Aaron Murphy and Biggie Bergerson. Murphy with 4 rebounds, and he had a steal as well. 3 of 3 from the floor, 1 of 1 beyond the arc, and 2 of 4 at the free throw line. Bergerson, 3 of 8 overall from the floor, 1 of 1 beyond the arc, though, and he is 2 for 2 at the line. And then they got 4 points from Christian Rose to go with 5 rebounds, 4 points from Jalen Fox to go with 2 rebounds. And for the Falcons, 11 from Jaden Pinegar, 3 threes, 4 of 6 overall from the floor. And he had a rebound as well. Owen Moriarty with 8 points and a rebound and a steal. And he's 2 of 2 from beyond the arc, 3 of 5 from the floor overall. Shaw Anderson with 5 points and has turned the ball over 3 times, has Anderson, and picked up 3 fouls. But 2 of 3 from the floor and 1 of 1 beyond the arc. As Falcons with a 5-point lead at the break. We'll step aside again here on the SP webcast. We'll come back with a look around the Great Northwest Athletic Conference coming up in just a couple of minutes on the SP webcast.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
The legacy began in 1973. That was the year NCAA Division II was born. And since the very first day, our division has shaped generations of student athletes with a true sense of academics, athletics, and community. That is 5 decades of graduations, championships, teamwork, and personal development. 50 years of shaping student athletes into world-class leaders. NCAA Division II. Our division, our legacy.
NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours. In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Back inside Royal Brome Pavilion at halftime, Greg Sexton with you, 34-29 Falcons at the break. Thursday night was a good night of action in the GNAC as 3 of the 4 games came down to 2 points or less. The Falcons, as you know, won here against Central Washington by 2, 77-75. St. Martin's defeated Western Washington by that exact score in Lacey. And Simon Fraser defeated Western Oregon 88-87 in overtime down in Monmouth, Oregon. Good ball game there. Northwest Nazarene won by 5 in Billings, 70-65. And they sit at 7-3 in the conference standings. Billings now 8-2, St. Martin's 8-2. And those are your top 3 teams. St. Martin's and Billings on top, Northwest Nazarene a game behind. Central Washington now 6-4 after the loss to SPU here on Thursday. And Alaska Anchorage 5-4, they're in 5th. SPU 5-5, they are in 6th. Western Washington is at 4-6, trying to get into the GNAC tournament as well. Of course, the top 6 make it. The bottom 3 teams, Alaska Fairbanks 2-7, Simon Fraser 2-8, Western Oregon 2-8. And Simon Fraser picking up just their second conference win on Thursday against Western Oregon. And as I mentioned, both of those teams now 2-8 at the bottom of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. Northwest Nazarene has the longest win streak of just 3. That is the longest win streak in the conference at the moment. And St. Martin's 18-2 overall. They're ranked number 7 now. They were up, I believe, to number 2. But they lost to Billings, and then Northwest Nazarene went to Billings and beat them. So really anything can happen, as has been shown in the GNAC tournament the last 2 years. 2020 to Fairbanks, they actually had all 10 teams in the conference tournament that year because not everybody got to play the same number of games, and so they took all 10 teams to the tournament. Alaska Fairbanks went in as the bottom seed, the 10th seed, and they won the whole thing. Went to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. Last year, Northwest Nazarene in 2023. Normally they take the top 6, and Northwest Nazarene was that 6th seed last year, and they won the conference tournament and advanced to the NCAA tournament. And so this year they were picked to finish 2nd. They really have a lot of the same players from last year's team, and they are having themselves a good season, but they're down by 5 here at halftime to SPU. So this will be a good second half of action coming up. We will step aside again on the SPU webcast and have the second half action coming up for you in just a moment.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
go. Second half of action coming up. 34-29 Falcons. As the original starting five back out there for the Nighthawks, and I expect to see the same for the Falcons, although both Jonas Latour and Shaw Anderson with 3 fouls apiece. Anderson will come out to start the second half, and so that is pretty typical of second half. You start the first half, you start the second half, unless someone gets hurt or they're in serious foul trouble. Falcons with the first possession of the second half, and Z got it to Evans, and Evans got blocked. And the Nighthawks back the other way. As John Hawkins, the coach for the Nighthawks, is on the sideline. The official kind of bumped into him coming down the floor. But this is going to be a foul on Jaden Pinegar for the Falcons. That'll be his second. Hawkins is he's got a knee out on the court now, but he's behind the sideline, and he was when the official came down. Official was a little further over to the sideline than he intended to be. Here's Gabriel Murphy handing it off to Jalen Fox. Back to Murphy. And that one a little too strong, but it's tapped back up and in by Easton Reagan. Reagan with his first 2 of the game. And the Falcons back the other way with it. Just a 3-point lead for SPU. Here's Pinegar. Out to Z. And now Evans with it. Gets it back to Z. And Z threw the key there to Moriarty. Moriarty finds Evans, and Evans couldn't catch it cleanly. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Z taking a 3, and that one is off the iron. No good. Not a great possession there for the Falcons, as that one just was not a real clean possession, and they ended up having to settle for a 3. You'll take that. Maui Z can shoot it from outside. But here is Fox getting it to Rose, and Rose in the paint. Goes up over Evans, and the shot is off the mark. Evans with the rebound there, and they're going to call a foul on Easton Reagan. Looked like Evans had the ball, but Reagan ended up on the floor. And Reagan, a little bit of a size mismatch there. Evans checking in at 6'9", 248, and Reagan 6'4", 190. And he took the worst of that one, but picks up the foul. Here's Evans getting it to Moriarty. And Moriarty is able to keep possession of it as he dribbles through traffic and lays it up and in. Moriarty with 10 points for the Falcons. And it's a 5-point game, 36-31. Biggie Bergerson being guarded by Moriarty. Rose with Anderson on him. And now Reagan driving, going up past Pinegar there, and misses the shot. Evans pulls down the rebound, hands it off to Z, and Pinegar loses it. Bergerson comes out of there with it. Looking for somewhere to go, gets it to Christian Rose. Rose being guarded by Shaw Anderson. And Rose gets it up on the glass, couldn't get it to go. He's going to draw the foul. And fortunately for the Falcons, this one is on Maui Z, not Shaw Anderson. Falcons have 3 players ready to come in. And presumably they will between these 2 free throws here from Christian Rose. Christian Rose averaging 7.5 per game and 68% from the free throw line. Misses on the first. Jonas Latour, Kyle Lutonen, and Theo McMillan in for the Falcons, and McMillan seeing his first action. Nighthawks making a substitution as well as the Murphy brothers change places. Aaron Murphy coming in for Gabriel. And Christian Rose, second free throw up and good. He splits a pair at the line. 4-point game. Rose with 5 points. Here's McMillan for the Falcons. Getting it now to Anderson. And We get a whistle. And let's see, they're going to get Christian Rose for bumping Anderson. Rose picks up just his first. Each team with 2 team fouls now here in the second half. And it'll be Theo McMillan to inbound to Anderson, who gives back to McMillan. They're looking for an open shot, and they get one from Kyle Lutonen, a 3 from the corner. Kyle Lutonen knocks it down as Latour found him after McMillan found Latour. Good ball movement there by the Falcons on that possession. 7-point lead. Here's Rose being guarded by Latour. Gets it off to Bergerson. Bergerson drives through traffic, puts it up and in. Good take to the bucket there by Biggie Bergerson. And he's got 11 in the ball game. 5-point lead for the Falcons. Here's Latour taking a spot up 3, and that one is off the mark. Rebound to Aaron Murphy. Latour can hit from out there and does often. But not on that one. Here's Jalen Fox. And we get a whistle as Fox came up short on the lay-in. But we get a foul called on Theo McMillan. That'll be his first. McMillan out of Camas, Washington. Falcons women's team with a couple of players from Camas, including Lola Weatherspoon, who went off the other night against Central Washington on Thursday night. Jalen Fox to the free throw line, and he puts in the first. Lola Weatherspoon with a career-high 26 on Thursday. And we'll see the Falcons women's team tangling with the Nighthawks women's team coming up, as this rebound ends up in the hands of McMillan. It was poked around, and McMillan ended up with it. Here's Lutonen driving into traffic, and he lost it out of bounds. Go back to the Nighthawks. This will take us to a timeout on the floor as the Nighthawks within 4, and they will have possession coming up after the timeout. 15:56 to go in the second half. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you. Nathan Perez will check in for the Nighthawks. They're without True Allen. And don't believe Razon Bergerson is here, or Yaru Harvey, as Nighthawks maybe getting hit with the injury bug just a bit. Or, obviously, there's illness going around this time of year as well. But Nighthawks still brought plenty of players with them, and they're going to make a run here at the Falcons over the last 16 minutes of the ball game. 39-35 your score. Bergerson to Aaron Murphy, being guarded by Anderson. Gets it to Reagan, and he gets it up on the glass. Murphy had a shot at it, gets it back, and now Aaron Murphy puts it in, and we'll head to the free throw line. Persistence paid off there for the Nighthawks. Jonas Latour picks up his 4th foul with 15:35 to go in the ball game. So don't imagine we'll see a lot of him the rest of the way. As it'll be Aaron Murphy with now 11 points heading to the free throw line, where we documented earlier he is a 73% free throw shooter, at least coming into the game he was. Misses on this one, though. And Latour still out there. Gets it to McMillan. Gets it right back. Anderson to McMillan. And McMillan takes it to the bucket and lays it up and in. Theo McMillan, his first 2 points of the game. And the Falcons with a 4-point lead again. Here's Fox for Murphy, and now Perez. Christian Rose. Hands off to Fox. Aaron Murphy being guarded by Shaw Anderson. Anderson with 3 fouls. And Murphy walked to the basketball, as he was not able to keep the pivot foot down. Turnover back to the Falcons. Latour will come out. Trace Evans in. And Christian Rose comes out. Both of the Murphy brothers on the floor now. Falcons with McMillan at the controls. Just under 15 minutes to play in this one. Here's Evans going up against Gabriel Murphy. Hooks it up and leaves it short. Aaron Murphy with the rebound. Again, the official trying to get through traffic here. And Biggie Bergerson stepped out of bounds on the sideline. It'll go the other way. Falcons by 4, 14:28 to play. Anderson will get it inbounds to Theo McMillan. Finds Lutonen right back to McMillan. McMillan drives, kicks it to Moriarty. Moriarty into traffic, finds Evans underneath, and Evans hooks it up and in with the reverse lay-in off the glass. Evans with 6. 43-37 Falcons. There's Jalen Fox to Aaron Murphy, and McMillan pokes it away. It'll stay with the Nighthawks. But McMillan came in from behind and knocked that one out of bounds. Here's Jalen Fox. Aaron Murphy now. Perez, a quick 3 from the right wing, and that one goes down. And the Nighthawks within 3. Nathan Perez, redshirt freshman from Valencia, California. He's got 6 points in the ballgame. McMillan for Moriarty. He's going to take a good. He had a good look at a 3, but he missed it. As the Nighthawks with possession here, down 3. Aaron Murphy gets to the bucket, gets it up on the glass. Couldn't get the shot to go, but he draws the foul. And Trace Evans commits the foul here. That'll be his second. Make it his first. I saw one up there, and I was thinking they were adding another one, but it's the first foul on Evans. And Aaron Murphy to the free throw line. 13:25 to go in the ball game. It's a 3-point game, and every free throw is going to be bigger and bigger down the stretch here. Murphy misses on the first. Aaron Murphy averaging 10.5 points per game, 6.1 rebounds. Gabriel Murphy, 12.4 points, 7.7 rebounds. And Aaron Murphy knocking down the second free throw. 12 points for him. This one out of bounds, and it's going back to the Nighthawks. And they will have the opportunity now to tie or take the lead. Two-point ball game. Jalen Fox dribbling out on the right wing, being guarded by McMillan. And now Perez with it. Here's Gabriel Murphy. Looking for Biggie Bergerson, couldn't get it to him. Here's Perez driving on Lutonen, and he lost it. As Shaw Anderson there to clean it up. Lutonen going to take a 3, and that one off the mark. Knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Falcons. Trace Evans knocked it off of Gabriel Murphy. And the Falcons will keep possession here with 12:37 to go in the game. Christian Rose back in for for Gabriel Murphy, actually. Aaron Murphy was coming out. Aaron Murphy just 3 of 7 at the free throw line today. Here's Anderson stepping back and putting it up over Rose. That one rims out. And the Falcons with some shots that a lot of times will go down for them, but have been coming up empty here in the last few minutes. Again, the Nighthawks with a chance to tie or take the lead. Murphy for Fox. Here's Murphy taking a 3 over Evans, and he left that one short. McMillan the rebound. And here come the Falcons, still with a 2-point lead. Relatively low scoring, both of these teams averaging in the 70s. Here's Anderson over Rose, and this one goes down for Shot Anderson from the baseline. 15-footer. And Anderson with 7. And that is a low point total for him. But I would expect we would see a few added to it. With still just under now 11.5 to play. Perez going to take a 3. And that one goes down for Nathan Perez. And it's a 1-point game. As Perez now with 9 points. 2 threes. And he's got a 2-point field goal on a free throw to give him 9 for the game. Here's Trace Evans kicking it to Lutonen. Lutonen to McMillan. Lutonen gets another look. Puts it up. Puts it in. Lutonen was trying to get a 3 up for he had a couple of cracks at it there. A couple of shot fakes. And he was able to get a good look, and he puts it in. And the Falcons now with a 4-point lead again, 48-44. 10:50 to play here in the ballgame. Jaden Pinegar will check in, but we will get to a timeout on the floor here first, and we'll be back in just a moment on the SPU webcast. 48-44 Falcons. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion in Seattle. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Good ball game here. Falcons with a 4-point lead. They are still over 50% from beyond the arc, as Lutonen hit that last one to put them at 9 of 17 as a team. 53%, and they're 51% from the floor overall. Nighthawks at 42% from the floor, 46% beyond the arc. But a big free throw discrepancy here. The Nighthawks 9 of 16, and the Falcons just 1 of 3. Also, the Nighthawks have out-rebounded the Falcons 24-14, as Bergerson lost that backcourt and get it. Perez. And Moriarty overplays that one and takes it away from Aaron Murphy. Moriarty with the steal, and the Falcons get possession back. Here's Maui Z. To Lutonen. Inside for Anderson. Swings it over in the corner for Jaden Pinegar. And that one was halfway down and popped back out. 10 minutes to go in the ball game. 4-point lead still for the Falcons. Falcons are going to have to get to the free throw line here in the last 10 minutes of the ball game. Aaron Murphy for Christian Rose, going to take a 3. And that one off the mark. Rebound to Maui Z. Christian Rose, the lefty, missing on that one. Z gets it into Anderson, being guarded by Perez and fouled, I believe, by Perez. It is going on Nathan Perez. That'll be his second. Jalen Fox will come back in, and he will come get Biggie Bergerson. And we'll get to another timeout here. 9:30 to play in this one. Falcons with a 4-point lead, 48-44. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The legacy began in 1973. That was the year NCAA Division II was born. And since the very first day, our division has shaped generations of student athletes with a true sense of academics, athletics, and community. That is 5 decades of graduations, championships, teamwork, and personal development. 50 years of shaping student athletes into world-class leaders. NCAA Division II. Our division, our legacy.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
$9:30 to go in the ball game from Royal Brome Pavilion in Seattle. First Saturday in February, and Falcons 1-0 in the month of February. 9-2 here on their home floor, and trying to rack up another home win here. But a long way to go in this one. And one of the top teams in the conference in from Nampa, Idaho. Maui Z will get it to Shaw Anderson, who will get it right back to Z. Anderson being guarded by Christian Rose. Going around him, gets to the bucket, lays it up and in. And Anderson with 9 points in the ball game. Anderson coming off a 33-point game on Thursday night against Central Washington. And Anderson missed a lot of time in the first half due to foul trouble. Aaron Murphy kind of lost his balance there a little bit, and Nathan Perez chases it down before it goes into the backcourt. Here's Christian Rose being guarded by Lutonen. Rose gets around him and misses the shot, and the rebound ends up in the hands of Moriarty. Falcons by 6. Under 9 to play. Maui Z going back to his right, looping it back to his left for Kyle Lutonen, and that one is in and out. A rebound to Aaron Murphy. And now Jalen Fox will get it to Perez. Another quick 3, and that one is off the mark. Moriarty with the rebound. Moriarty and Maui Z both transfers from Bellevue College. Maui Z came over here and played last year, and then Moriarty this year transferring as well. Brian Caldera, a redshirt for the Falcons, also from Bellevue College. Here's Jaden Pinegar down the lane, and he lays it up and in. And Pinegar had 11 in the first half. His first 2 here in the second half. He's got 13 for the game. 52-44 Falcons. Nighthawks with under 8 to go. And they need to put a run together here. Here's Fox for 3. That one rims out. And we get a whistle on the rebound. And they're going to call a foul on Maui Z. This will take us to another timeout. Z with his 3rd foul. 7:40 to go in the ball game. 52-44 Falcons is your score. We'll be right back. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. 52-44. SPU leads NNU as the Nighthawks try to forge their way back into this one. Not that they're out of it by any means, but they're down 3 possessions here. Plenty of time left in the ball game for this to go either way. As it'll come inbounds to Aaron Murphy. Jalen Fox being guarded by Maui Z. And Fox had Christian Rose coming out to screen. Now we get a whistle. And the foul going to be called on Owen Moriarty. Moriarty picks up his 3rd. He's got 10 points in the ball game. And he's not in agreement with the call there. But Biggie Bergerson will be at the free throw line with a 1-and-1 and makes the first. Rising Biggie Bergerson, 66% free throw shooter. And today 2 of 2 at the free throw line, make it 3 of 3. And now 4 of 4. 13 points for Bergerson, eclipsing his season average. And it's a 6-point game. And it's knocked out of the hands of Maui Z. And last touch by the Nighthawks as it goes out of bounds near the scorer's table. Jonas Latour is back out there. He's got 4 fouls. But they're going to try to get some more minutes out of him here down the stretch. And hope that he doesn't pick up that 5th foul. Anderson. Turnaround jumper, and he's fouled. Couldn't get it to go down. But Shaw Anderson will be at the free throw line. As Christian Rose commits the foul. That'll be his 2nd. Theo McMillan getting ready to check back in here for SPU. 7:06 to play. Shaw Anderson at the free throw line for 2. And knocks in the first to give him 10 points for the ballgame. Shaw Anderson, a 90% free throw shooter on the season. Had a 16 for 16 performance in December against Cal State San Marcos. And Anderson knocking down both free throws here. Falcons with an 8-point lead again. McMillan in for Pinegar for SPU. Here's Aaron Murphy to his brother Gabriel. Aaron Murphy, the one with the goggles, gets it back, puts it up, puts it in on the 2nd attempt, as he couldn't get the first one to go down, but he had the ball come right back to him and he taps it in. 14 points for Aaron Murphy. 6-point lead again for the Falcons with 6:30 to play. Evans for Moriarty. Here's Anderson in the post for Trace Evans. Evans backing down, kicks it to Latour. He's going to take a 3, and he knocks it in, and it gets fouled. Aaron Murphy protesting the call, but Latour knocking down the 3, and will head to the free throw line. Aaron Murphy. The officials conferring here. And they are going to send Latour to the free throw line, and the foul is going to be on Aaron Murphy. Christian Rose will come in to get him. Aaron Murphy just picking up his 3rd foul. But the Falcons with an opportunity here to go back out to a 10-point lead. Jonas Latour, a 3 a moment ago. And he is an 82% free throw shooter, and he connects here. And the Falcons with a 10-point lead. Latour with 7 points in the ballgame. Just over 6 to play. Here's Bergerson. Getting it to Rose. Now Jalen Fox with it, moving to his right. Shaw Anderson kicks it. And that'll reset the shot clock to 20. 6 minutes even to go in the ballgame. Gabriel Murphy comes to get it. We get another whistle, and McMillan going to be called for a foul here. Trying to fight through traffic. McMillan picks up his second foul. And the Nighthawks in the bonus. Jalen Fox will be at the free throw line with a 1-and-1. 8th team foul on the Falcons. They picked up 11 in the first half. And again, the Nighthawks in the bonus before the Falcons. But the front end by Jalen Fox is missed. And the Falcons back the other way with it. McMillan getting it to Moriarty. McMillan gets it back. Gets it to Anderson, being guarded by Rose. Goes over to his left and a little too strong on the fadeaway jumper. And this one knocked out of bounds. It will be last touched by Theo McMillan. And the Nighthawks will have possession with 5:35 to go. Down 10. Falcons trying to hold the Nighthawks at bay. The Falcons have led the majority of the ball game. Nighthawks briefly had the lead in the first half. They have not led here in the second half. Here's Bergerson with a floater in the lane. Couldn't get it to go. Gabriel Murphy gets back to it and leans back. Has to lean back a little bit there to get it up and in. And Gabriel Murphy with the putback. And he just has his first 2 points of the game. Would have thought that he had some points earlier in this one, but they have him for just 2. Aaron Murphy's got a handful of points off the bench. Here is Moriarty going up over Fox. Couldn't get it to go. Evans keeps it alive, and it hit the rim, so the clock resets. The shot clock resets. Falcons able to dribble some more of the clock out here. McMillan taking it to the bucket and trying to get it around, or get it over Gabriel Murphy. Missed the shot. Here's Perez. He gets under the bucket and draws the foul. And Owen Moriarty's going to pick up his 4th. This will send Nathan Perez to the free throw line for 2 shots. And the Nighthawks going to be shooting 2 from here on out. That was the 9th foul on the Falcons. And it's a 2-shot foul. And any fouls that the Falcons commit past this point will result in 2 shots as well. Perez knocking down the free throw. He's got 10 points in the ballgame. And the Nighthawks within 7. Kyle Lutonen will sub in here for Owen Moriarty, who's got 4 fouls and heads to the bench. And Perez with another free throw coming up here. That one rattles home. 6-point ball game. Just under 4.5 to play. Here's Evans in the front court getting it back to McMillan. McMillan trips, and they're going to get Jalen Fox for the foul. Jalen Fox picks up his 3rd. Maui Z will come in for McMillan. 4:07 to go in the ball game. Good crowd on hand this afternoon inside Royal Brougham, as the women's teams were out here. I think they're back in their locker rooms now, but people starting to show up for the women's game as well. Here's Shaw Anderson, a step back 3, and that one is off the mark. Evans knocks it back out, but Perez is there to get it for the Nighthawks. And let's see here. We get a whistle. And it was a timeout that was called with 3:43 to go in the ballgame. 58-52. No, they called a foul on Maui Z. They call a foul on Maui Z, and the media timeout stops the clock with the first dead ball under 4 minutes. So Z with 4, Moriarty with 4, Latour with 4, and the Falcons in some foul trouble, trying to weather the storm here down the stretch. We'll be right back. Back inside Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton on the SPU webcast. 3:43 to go in the ball game. It's been an interesting ball game here. The Falcons have outshot the Nighthawks. Nighthawks have out-rebounded the Falcons 31-19 to this point. And the Falcons with 3 players with 4 fouls apiece as Christian Rose comes up short on the free throw here. Maui Z still out there. Moriarty back in as well now. And Latour on the bench. Each of those players has 4 fouls for SPU. And the Falcons, again, have committed 10 team fouls here. But Christian Rose misses both free throws. And the Falcons back the other way. And they throw it away. Moriarty was trying to get it to Z, and they were not on the same page there. Northwest Nazarene will take it right back. 3:33 to go. Gabriel Murphy coming in for his brother Aaron. And somebody's got to go inbound it. It'll be Rose. Christian Rose gets it into Jalen Fox. 6-point game. Just under 3.5 to go. Fox to Perez, going to take a quick 3, and he drains it from the right wing. Nathan Perez with 14 points off the bench for the Nighthawks in this one. In the front court, Falcons with just a 3-point lead now as we tick down toward 3 minutes. Z to Anderson. Anderson looking for somewhere to go with it. Moriarty for Lutonen. He takes a quick 3 and leaves it well short. Rushed it a bit there. Possibly. Lutonen does have a quick release, though. But the Nighthawks now with an opportunity to tie this one up if they can knock down another 3. Bergerson is going to try it, and he leaves it short. Moriarty in there for the rebound. And the Falcons take it back with under 2.5 to play. Maui Z being guarded by Jalen Fox. Now Christian Rose switches onto him. Pennegar for Anderson at the free throw line. Turns around and draws a foul on Jalen Fox. And Shaw Anderson will be at the free throw line. 16 foul, make it the 7th on the Nighthawks. And so the Falcons in the bonus, but that was a shooting foul anyway. 58-55. They gave Christian Rose credit for a free throw on the live stats, but he missed both a few moments ago. Anderson at the free throw line knocks down the first. Jonas Latour will come in for Maui Z, and Aaron Murphy will come in for Gabriel Murphy. It's 59-55. Falcons looking for another free throw from Shaw Anderson here. And Anderson's free throw is good. He's got 13 points for the ball game. 60-55. Falcons by 5 as we tick down toward 2 minutes to play. Perez to Jalen Fox. Here's Rose being guarded by Penegard. Rose trying to back down. Kicks it out to Bergerson. Bergerson's going to get a good look at a three. And that one goes down. Biggie Bergerson with 16 points in the ball game, and it's a 2-point game. 1:40 to play. Lutonen will get it to Anderson. Falcons need some good possessions here. Anderson draws the foul. It's going to be on the floor. He's going to go to the free throw line, though, as the foul goes on Aaron Murphy. And Aaron Murphy now with 4 fouls for Northwest Nazarene. 1:33 to go, and Shaw Anderson back to the stripe, where he's pretty much automatic, 90% on the season. A 1-and-1 here, and puts in the first. Anderson now 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Gabriel Murphy will check in for Christian Rose. Both Murphy brothers on the floor. 61-58. Anderson trying to make it a 2-possession game. And he does. 15 points for Shaw Anderson. 4-point lead for SPU. 1:29 to play. Good one coming down to the wire. Here from Royal Brown Pavilion. Bergerson going to take another quick three, and he knocks it down. And it's 62-61. Bergerson back-to-back threes. He's got 19 for the game. Timeout called. And I didn't see who called that one, but it was right after the shot went down. And 1:16 to go. Falcons by a point. 62-61. This will be a full timeout. We'll take another break here on the SPU webcast. We'll be right back. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Good ball game coming down to the wire here. 1:16 left. Falcons with a 1-point lead. Ryzen Bergerson just hit a three and hit a couple of them within the last minute or so. And he's got 19 points for the ball game. Bergerson on the game, 3 of 4 beyond the arc, 4 of 4 at the free throw line. Falcons with possession, though. And they could use a bucket here on this one. If they don't get a bucket here, they give Northwest Nazarene the opportunity to retake the lead. Anderson tried to go up and under and reverse it and couldn't get it to go. And the Falcons, or the Nighthawks rather, with the rebound coming back the other way under a minute to play. Jalen Fox at the controls, being guarded by Penegard. Gets it to Perez. And now Perez will get it to Bergerson. He's going to get another three off, and that one comes up well short. Rose saves it. Tried to get it to Perez. Perez tried to save it. Couldn't do it. And the Falcons will get it back as Bergerson came up empty on that three-point attempt. And the Falcons now with possession, and the shot clock is off. 28.7 left, so the Nighthawks are going to have to foul here. They're going to call a timeout first. 28.7 left in the ball game. And this will be another full timeout. We'll take another break here on the SBU webcast. Got the conclusion coming up for you in just a moment. .7 left in this one as the Falcons clinging to a 1-point lead. Biggie Bergerson knocked down a couple of threes and missed on his last one. And Falcons will have possession. Nighthawks are going to need to foul at some point here, and probably sooner than later, as Shaw Anderson will inbound from the backcourt. And somebody needing to work their way open, and they get it back to Anderson. And Anderson is going to hold it, and Rose is going to foul him. Rose was not trying to foul him. He was just trying to play some defense there and avoid picking up the foul. But Christian Rose picks up his third. 22.9 left on the clock. Shaw Anderson to the free throw line. This is exactly who the Falcons want at the stripe. Possession arrow, I believe, is favoring the Nighthawks at this point. That was the 9th team foul as Anderson converts the front end of a 1-and-1. He's got 16 points in the ball game. 9th team foul on the Nighthawks. The Falcons have committed 10 or more. They stopped counting at 10. So the Nighthawks in the double bonus. Anderson rattles that one home. And it's a 3-point ball game, 22 seconds to play. Here's Fox for Bergerson. Aaron Murphy being guarded by Shaw Anderson, and Anderson picks up the foul. And fortunately for the Falcons, he has not picked up any fouls to this point in the second half. He went into the locker room with 3. I mentioned Moriarty, Z, and Latour, and Anderson in some foul trouble too, as he now has 4. There are 3 players on the floor for the Falcons with 4 fouls, as Z is out there. Z is out there and Moriarty is out there, and Aaron Murphy misses another free throw. Murphy, pretty good free throw shooter, 73% coming into the game, but he is now 3 of 8 from the stripe this afternoon. 13.5 left. Murphy needing to get this one to get the Nighthawks within 2, and he does. And the Nighthawks are going to need to foul again. Aaron Murphy with 15 points in the ballgame. Maui Z is fouled. And we'll see if they get Rose or Perez on this one. They're going to get Perez. And Maui Z will head to the free throw line. Perez picking up his third. 12.4 left on the clock. And free throws of paramount importance here for the ball game. As Z misses. Nighthawks 56% from the stripe, and they could have converted a few more free throws. They would have the lead in this one. Maui Z misses now, and the Falcons now 10 of 13 at the stripe, and he misses a second one as well. And the Nighthawks still down 2 into the front court. Timeout called. 7.4 left. And Maui Z missing a couple of free throws there that could have given the Falcons a 2-possession lead. Maui Z a 64% free throw shooter on the season, and that's a pretty small sample size, 9 out of 14 coming into this game. But misses 2 critical ones there. And the Falcons leave the door open for the Nighthawks. Here with 7.4 left. Nighthawks could tie with a 2. They could win with a 3. And Falcons are going to have to come up big on this defensive possession. Falcons won by 2 the other night against Central Washington on a Shaw Anderson putback with 3 seconds to go in the ball game. And the Wildcats had a good look at the buzzer and couldn't get it to go. The Nighthawks, of course, won in Billings on Thursday. They have won 3 in a row, and the Falcons are trying to snap their win streak here. Falcons will have McMillan, Luton, Moriarty, Pinegar, and Anderson on the floor. For the Nighthawks, it'll be Fox, both Murphy brothers, Perez, and Biggie Bergerson, who will inbound with 7.4 left. They'll get it to Fox, and it's knocked away by McMillan, but right to Aaron Murphy. And we get another timeout called by the Nighthawks, as John Hawkins had another timeout in his pocket and used it there, as Aaron Murphy had the ball out on the perimeter. And Hawkins able to get the timeout called from the bench. 4.1 left on the clock. And the Nighthawks will set up again for another possession here. Final timeout there for the Nighthawks. The Falcons have 1 remaining. And something's going to need to happen here in these final 4.1. This one could go to OT. The Nighthawks could win it with a 3. Falcons could hang on for the final 4 seconds and pick up another 2-point win on their home floor. Women's teams waiting in the wings. They will not start quite on time, as it'll be Jalen Fox to inbound. Theo McMillan on defense here. Fox looking for somewhere to go. 5 seconds was called there, and the Falcons will take it back. 5-second call on Jalen Fox. He knew he was running out of time. He was leaning forward, trying to inbound it to somebody. And the Nighthawks with a critical turnover there. Falcons take it back. And Kefri Fazio going to use his last timeout. Falcons up by 2. And Jalen Fox, with a deflated look on his face there, was not able to get that one inbounded within 5 seconds. And Biggie Bergerson distraught as well, as he's not in the game right now. Dylan Engler is out there. Christian Rose comes in as well. Bergerson to the bench. And it'll be Maui Z to inbound. 4.1 still left on the clock. Gets it into Moriarty, and he picks up the foul. Fox fouls him. And I believe that is going to be the 5th on Jalen Fox, and it is. He has fouled out of the game. Owen Moriarty to the free throw line with an opportunity to seal it for SPU. 3.2 left on the clock. And John Hawkins will come in front of the scorer's table and draw something up here, as Biggie Bergerson will come back into the game. For Jalen Fox. Or is he coming back in? Bergerson at the scorer's table. But the right now the Nighthawks going with Easton Reagan. And Bergerson maybe going to check in, as Moriarty knocks in the free throw. It's a 3-point game for SPU. McMillan will come back in, as Bergerson will come off the bench to get Engler. And McMillan will come in for Maui Z. Critical free throw here coming up for Owen Moriarty. He has a chance to give the Falcons a 4-point lead with 3 seconds to go, and that would seal it. Free throw up, free throw good. Falcons are going to win this one. 66-62 is your score. And I guess Kefri Fazio did not use his last time out there. He has now, as Fazio trying to get the crowd into it. Falcons by 4, 3.2 left on the clock. And another timeout here for both teams to talk things over, but this one is going to go in the win column for SPU. They're going to go to 6-5 in conference play, 13-11 overall, and they're going to snap a 3-game win streak for the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks. And the Falcons trying to climb into a little bit better position in the GNAC standings, as they will pass Alaska Anchorage. Well, actually, no, they'll be even with Anchorage. Anchorage is going to play Fairbanks tonight. As here comes a baseball pass down the floor. Perez is going to get a 3, and he misses it. Bergerson puts it back in, and that one will count, I believe. It's not going to matter, as it does count. 66-64 is the final, so the Falcons pick up another 2-point win at home. 2-point win against Central Washington on Thursday night. 2-point win against Northwest Nazarene here this afternoon. 66-64. Bergerson ends up with 21 points in the ballgame, but not quite enough. Nighthawks were missing True Allen, Yaru Harvey, and Ray Bergerson, and you got to wonder if that made a difference in this one. If they had, they were at full strength, if they could have came in here and pulled this one out. Particularly True Allen is usually on the floor quite a bit for the Nighthawks. But the Falcons get it done. Despite getting into a lot of foul trouble in this one, they ended up with 4 players that had 4 fouls at the end of the ball game. Shaw Anderson had 3 early in the first half and sat for a lot of the first half, was back in the second half. He had some big buckets and free throws down the stretch. We take a quick look at the final team stats here, and we'll sign off, and we'll pick back up with the women's game coming up in a little bit. They will be taking the floor most likely about 4:25. The women will. Falcons, though, 46% from the floor for the game, 46% beyond the arc as well. Northwest Nazarene, 42% from both the floor and the 3-point arc. Northwest Nazarene, though, missed 11 free throws, and that came back to bite them as they go 14 of 25 at the free throw line, 56%. Falcons go 12 of 16, 75%. There was a while there where the Falcons were just 1 of 3 on the game and needing to get to the free throw line, and they did, as they got out-rebounded. The Falcons got out-rebounded 35-21 in this ball game, but they led the majority of the game. The Nighthawks' last lead was at 9-8 in the first half, and the Falcons led almost wire to wire in this one. It was very tight down the stretch, though. Falcons end up committing 11 personal fouls in the first half and 11 more in the second half, and as I mentioned, got into some foul trouble with kind of a short rotation going today. But in the end, the Falcons prevail. They go to 6-5 here in the conference. They go to 10-2 at home, and the Nighthawks drop one. They go to 11-8, and they go to 7-4 in conference play, still ahead of the Falcons by a game. But things tightening up in the GNAC standings. We will go ahead and sign off here for the men's broadcast. We'll have the women's game coming up for you. And the tip time should be somewhere in the range of 4:25 p.m. Falcons win it 66-64. Have a good rest of your weekend if you're not coming back for the women's game.